Welcome to the 2026 Dialogue, a masterclass series by the HR Association of India. I am Neha Jagnani, and today we are exploring a theme that continues to reshape how organizations create impact, how HR can move beyond support to become a true strategic partner in driving business outcomes. Our theme for the session today is HR as a strategic partner, driving business outcomes through people. To explore this, we are joined by Dr. Reena Bhansali. Dr. Reena is a strategic leader and a counseling psychologist with over 23 years of experience in building high performance cultures and aligning people practices with business growth. Currently serving as a vice president human resources at a US based software company, she works closely with leadership to drive organizational strategy, talent development, and operational excellence. She's also the founder of Smile Junction, Jodhpur's first independent psychological counseling and HR consulting center, and it has impacted over 15,000 individuals globally. Dr. Reena holds a doctorate in human development and is certified in human capital analytics and matrix with multiple recognitions for her contributions to HR and society. Dr. Reena, thank you so much for joining. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much, Neha, and I'm equally excited. It's always lovely talking to you, and HRAI is doing wonderful work. So I'm very, in fact, I feel blessed that I'm associated with you people for this masterclass.
Thank you so much for your kind words, and I look forward to this exciting masterclass, Dr. Dina. So, to begin with, my first question for you today is many organizations still see HR as a support function. So, I want to know what is the biggest shift needed for HR to truly become a business driver?
Yeah, you've correctly put it, support system. And it pinches somewhere, right? Because we are not support system. But with all due respect to my fraternity and us all, HRs have mastered the art of being busy. Rather than being impactful, we are always busy. Whenever I speak to my team also and my networks, it would always be, ma'am, we have hirings to do, we have a lot of trainings to conduct, we have engagement activities, and yes, we do that. But uh, the CXOs or the business would always ask her, what are we improving, right? Because let's be honest, no company has ever grown because HR was busy hiring, right? It grows because HR was effective. So I feel the real shift where it is needed, and that's practically seen, that if you stop reporting activity and start owning the outcomes, right? If HR can't connect its work to productivity, the revenue, the retention, it's not strategic, it's just operational. And the moment HR start driving business metrics, because that's what CXOs want to know, that's what business wants to know. Because if you want to stand tall in this market, that's what you need to do. And then you don't have to ask for your seat at the table. It becomes impossible to ignore you. And then it's no more a support system.
Right, right. Very
It's
well.
the main system. Yeah.
Absolutely. As you rightly said, that if the focus shifts on the outcome rather than just the effort, it just changes the picture. And truly, HR is not just a support function, it becomes the business driver. So thank you so much. My next question, Dr. Reena, is you have emphasized the link between learning and performance. So I want to know, how can HR translate people development into measurable business outcomes?
So, yeah, wonderful question. This is a wonderful question because, organization have kind of a romantic relationship with these learning and development programs, at least the HR department has. And for too long, we people have romanticized it. Oh, we have these many workshops, these many certifications. That's what we flaunt on our LinkedIn pages also, right? And for everybody, we have these certifications, and then, but there's a very simple question. When any HR comes and say, what training should we conduct? I mean, I don't know the answer, what training should we conduct? Because the question should be, what business problems are we going to solve? Right? I mean, there are a lot of business problems. And if like it's like when HRs are working, they are more concentrated on the fact that I got these many trainings done, right? These many certifications have come. But then what is the business problem? There's a poor sales coming, there's the failed deliveries happening, then there's a team who is really struggling with the managers incapability, and that is what the HR should concentrate on. And that is exactly the business problem. Now gone are the days where we only track attendance, right? We are doing this training, we need to track the attendance, we need to track the feedback scores, we need to see what people think about the trainers and all. But what business cares about or caters is revenue, production, high performing teams, speed, quality, and that's exactly what we should be focused on. And I think if we give some measurable outcomes to the business metrics, like when we did certain things, the attrition reduced and the productivity increased. This makes sense. We did certain things, but our attrition is this, doesn't make sense at all. So the power lies between the cause and effect relationship, right? And then the whole narrative will change. Then you don't have to convince your CXOs for budget. You will get it because now you're talking sense to them. Now you're talking what they want to listen. And it's not because they want to listen and you have to please them, because that's where the business goals lie. And you are then very clearly part of the business mission.
Sure, beautifully put. So, things that need to be addressed here is what problem are we solving? Instead of
Yeah.
just, checking the boxes, it should be how
Yeah.
it's going to benefit the organization and the bigger picture. And addressing the
Yeah.
real problem is where the true change lies, actually. So that makes HR a business thinker rather than just, putting those check in the boxes. So thank you so much for that. My next question, Dr. Reena, is in a fast-growing tech environments like Mattelio, how can HR balance culture building with speed and scale?
That's a very beautiful question, and I get this question quite a lot, Neha. Uh, and I always say one line: culture is not something; it's not a dish that you're going to prepare it later. So if you're not building the culture intentionally, in any ways, culture will get built, and that would be accidental. And when the culture gets accidentally built, then it is really high performing because the see the real challenge is between the speed and the culture. Without speed, culture is chaos. And without culture, speed is irrelevant. What are you running for? What is it? And culture cannot be built up and my team will kill me for that. But I always give them this example because we host this cricket matches and Christmas carnivals and hackathons and all. And I always tell them it is not like, at your home you are enjoying Diwali, Holi as a festival. Same way you're doing cricket, you're doing this. It's for that day. Culture is not that day. Culture is every day, every single day, right? So it is like how you're talking to your team. Simple thing like what is getting ignored, what is getting successful, what are you rewarding. It's simple things like that, and that actually builds the culture. So I think actually if they have a clear career path, if they know what is expected out of them, and it's like not coming up with something like today we are going to do this and it is going to bring the culture, and then we are doing some survey and saying, oh, this was very hit. What happened then? But you still have 36% attrition, right? Or maybe the revenue per employee is not coming the way business anticipated, right? So it should be in the culture. It should be the culture. Your performance metrics, your hiring frameworks, everything is interrelated, right? It's not like you get a person and then suddenly the person comes here and he feels lost, he feels toxic, he feels what's happening here and there. So a recruitment team cannot just say, or HR team doesn't cannot just say, oh, I did my work by hiring the right person, you should have given the culture. It starts from top to bottom and bottom to top. So that's where I feel culture cannot be a segregation. Culture is in us, what we show. So if you either build a culture by design or you repair it at much higher cost, because now you have to first identify what is your outcome and then work on it, rather than we do like this and then everything goes into, down the drain anywhere. So I think a culture building is a very, very conscious decision, and it should be everybody's job, not just one person's job.
Sure, sure. Truly. Very thought-provoking. You said either we are building culture intentionally or it is anyway being created accidentally. And when you mention attrition, it clearly states that no couple of programs, festive events can compensate your attrition rate if employees are not feeling up to it at their own workplace. It states the kind of culture that you're creating. So I think it's that everyday effort which makes it much more intentional for people to thrive in an organization. So thank you so much. Our next question, Dr. Reena, is attrition and talent competition are major challenges today. How can HR create strategies that not only retain talent but also drive productivity and growth?
It's a $1 million question, a very simple question, but the most profound question, because I guess we people have to day in, day out of just think of this thing. It is actually attrition is, it's treated like a leakage problem. Leakage is happening. Come on, let's tape it out. No, 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 it doesn't happen. And people are leaving. The question would always come, people are leaving. How do we stop them? Why do you want to stop them? You can't solve attrition just by making people stop. If people are not growing, they are not valued, they are not acknowledged, they are not respected, no amount of engagement activities, or for that matter, the retention bonuses you give, will make them stop. Eventually, they will go, right? In fact, many companies proudly say our attrition is low. Kudos to them. But most of them forget to ask, and that's a very important question to ask, why are our best people with us? Are they here because they are in their comfort zone, or they are actually thriving? The real shift HR needs to make is retention to value creation. I mean, instead of focusing only why people are leaving, I guess the answer we all need to know is, why are our people staying? Is it because of the comfort zone? Is it because they don't have option? Is it they don't want to leave the... See, I come from a smaller city, right? So most of the time, people would come from the bigger city and they'll tell me, oh, you have a lot of good people. It's because they don't want to leave their joint family system and they want to go. No, no, it's not like that. Do you really think anybody would be here only because he doesn't want to leave the family and they are not happy, right? So high performers don't just stay for perks. They stay for growth, they stay for meaningful work, they stay for strong leadership and clear impact. Otherwise they are not going to stay here. And moreover, when you asked me about attrition, I personally feel, and this is what we have, I would say, in last 3 4 years now, we are very focused on this thing, that is, segment your talent. Like, not all role create equal business impact. So your retention effort should be focused where it truly matters. Otherwise, what I've seen, very wrong messages go, oh, you want to get a hike, just put down your papers and you're going to get the hike. That's a very cliche thing I'm saying, but it's a very, very important thing, and that's what it happens. And especially then, career path. I mean, you need to have the career visibility. It's like nobody wants to know, okay, fine, right now I'm an HR manager and now I'm going to become director and then I'm going to become the VP and then I'm going to do what? No. So, they really need to have the visibility in your career, in their career. And I know there's a very cliche line which we all keep on hearing, that people don't leave companies, they don't, they leave managers. But trust me, this is the truth. So we need to really invest in managers' capabilities also. Right. So I would say, for this attrition and talent competition thing, segment the talent, strong career visibility, manager capability, and most importantly, why are your people staying with you? If you get this answer, then it is actually going to create more value over time.
Sure, thank you so much, and also for beautifully summarizing the questions. It should start in the beginning, actually. Why are my people staying? And then the action should follow.
Yeah.
Truly, beautifully summarized, segmenting the talent, retention efforts should be focused, career visibility. Then there is, working on managers' capability in order to retain.
Capability.
So thank you so much. This brings us to the last question, Dr. Reena, which is, if you had to give one clear advice to HR leaders, what should they start doing differently to earn a stronger seat at the business decision table?
Yeah. So to me, from me, it would be connect every people initiative, what you do, to the business outcome. So don't just say that engagement improved, or how it, just tell people how it led to higher productivity or lower attrition in critical roles. So don't just go and report that these are the hiring numbers. Talk about the hiring qualities, talk about the improved revenue, reduced delivery risk, because seats at the table are not given for the effort. I mean, with all due respect to effort, but they are earned through impact. So at the moment, HR starts showing up the insights, like, if we do this, this decision will improve our revenue per employee, or this will reduce the attrition in high performers. The conversation changes, the narrative changes, and then you're not just presenting the HR updates, you are actually influencing the business decision. And that's where, trust me, Neha, HR stop asking for the seat, and it becomes impossible to exclude from the room, because nobody would want to actually leave you.
100%. So more than effort, while efforts are respected, outcomes makes the real difference when it comes
And
to.
especially when you connect it to, yeah, business outcomes, right? Because that's what everybody wants to know. What are we doing? Like, if you hired a person, what is the benefit for the organization, right? What is the revenue per employee, productivity? So these are the important factors.
Sure. Thank you so much. This brings us to the end of this masterclass, Dr. Reena. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing your insights and experiences with us today. You have actually reinforced the fact that HR is no longer just a function which manages people. It is about enabling business, through success of these people. So thank you so much
Yeah.
for giving your thoughts today.
Thank you, Nia. And I guess, Nia, that's why, if you see in last 3, 4 years, or maybe I would say rather 7, 8 years, a sudden shift has come, because now CHROs are taking up CXO levels, like they are CEOs and CEOs of the company, which before, like maybe a decade or so, it was not even possible. HRs were just HRs, right? So this is one thing, and that's only possible when you connect it to the business outcomes. So I mean, even thank you so much, because this is a wonderful topic, and the topic I really love.
Thank
So
you so
thank you for
much.
inviting me.
It was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
having you and my privilege to host you today. I'm sure our listeners are going to greatly benefit from this. So thank you so much for your time and insights today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.